Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk a little bit about banks in Japan. It was going to be an open letter to the banks, but they aren't going to pay any attention anyway. This little tidbit drives me crazy. And I figured I'd go ahead and share it with you guys because eventually if you come here and live here for a while, like more than a week, you'll get to enjoy this little quirk that Japanese banks seem to have. So when you open your bank account, you need to take your passport in and with your visa and everything else, and that's fine, no big deal. And when you open your bank account, you need to use all three of your names or all of your names if you happen to have more than three. It's a little confusing though because of how they order the names. They do family name and then first name and then middle name. Okay, fine, given name and given name. Or given name and middle name. If you're a foreigner, you can use your signature to open the bank account, although when I came here this time, they were really picky about the signature and you had to include a PIN number with it. It was a little strange. I don't believe that that was the case when I came here the first time. Before, you could just use a signature, and I think that's what most banks are doing now. You can just use a signature, although if you want to save yourself a lot of headache, getting a hanko is not necessarily a bad idea. If you do get the hanko, you do have to go to City Hall and have it registered for you. So you're all set up. You have your bank account, you have your money, and you want to put some money into your bank account, but you don't want to use the ATM because the money that you have is all change. I keep a little bucket by the door, and whenever I come in the house, I put all of my spare change into the bucket. I save it up for a couple of months and then take the bucket to the bank, and then I have a nice little surprise deposit, and I don't really notice it day to day. It's just a thing. So I went to take my change to the bank, and rather than use the ATM, and yes, you can actually deposit coins in the ATMs in Japan. They count them and everything, but you can only put up 100 coins at a time. And while the bucket is not that big, it is big enough to where that takes a little bit extra time that I don't really want to spend. If you go to the bank counter, they have a machine in back that will actually count all of the coins at the same time. It's much easier, and it automatically is deposited in your bank account after you fill out the please deposit this form. Let's say you have this letter in your name. It really doesn't matter what the letter is. In this case, we're going to use E, because it is the most common letter in the English language. And when you fill out the deposit form, you write this version of E and not this version of E. They're both E's. Everybody knows they're both E's. But you have to fill out the form the exact same way that your bank account was set up. And much like shouting in comments or in email, they do it in all capital letters, which is actually really annoying. Because if you use this E instead of this E, you have to rewrite the form. So I filled out the form, wrote my name all out, took it up to the thing, and they're like, oh, sorry, you have to rewrite this exactly the way it is on the bank book. Ugh. And so I rewrote the form, everything went fine, but seriously, I mean, come on. The name is the same. And the problem is everybody knows the name is the same. It's just a way that it's being done, and it doesn't make any sense. Primarily, it's just annoying. Did it take any extra time? No, not really. Was it completely necessary for me to rewrite my name in all capital letters instead of capital and lowercase letters? Evidently. At least if I wanted the money deposited in my account. So while there are lots of little things about the Japanese banks that are kind of cool and some of them that are really annoying, although they do run the ATMs past 3 in the afternoon now, yay! But not on all the holidays, not yay. It is at least better than it used to be, and eventually they'll figure out that ATMs are machines and really don't need a vacation or a holiday, and they can run all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they don't need to take 1 day of the month off, which is kind of odd because they don't usually let their people do that. Oh, well, I gotta go. See ya.